Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the Josh W Buses and Trains YouTube channel. In today's video I am here in Cirencester and I'm at the site of the old station car park, which actually still has a bus stop called Old Station Car Park. And today we're doing a historical exploring stations, the former site of Cirencester Town Station. While I go for a walk down here to see if there's any abandoned stuff, I don't think there is because I can already see. Let's talk about Cirencester Town Station. So Cirencester Town Station was the biggest station in Cirencester, and it was one of three in Cirencester. The other two were Chesterton Lane Halt, which is on Chesterton Lane, and Watermoor, which still has a notice board on it. And if I have time today, at the end of the video, I'll show you that notice board. Now, this one's been repurposed into a car park, but the station building has not been knocked down because it's Grade 2 listed. As for Watermoor, only thing is a notice board, and as for Chesterton Lane Halt, there's absolutely nothing, unfortunately. Sadly, there is no remnants of an abandoned platform or anything here. This is the station building. Designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He designed this station building, Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He also designed the Swindon Junction railway station, well, formerly known Swindon Junction, now known, of course, as just Swindon or Swindon Central. He designed this, and it opened in 1861 on the branch line from Kemble. And this station, of course, served the town of Cirencester, and it actually remained open until 1964, when it closed. It was the, I believe, first of three Cirencester stations to open and the last of three to close in 1964. The station was a two-platform station, and it saw steam trains coming through here. And of course, it was on the branch line from Kemble. Let's have a voiceover with some old pictures. This is a last picture of the front of the station before it closed in 1964. And this is what the platform looked like, looking northbound in 1962. As you can see, two platforms. As mentioned before, there were two other stations in Cirencester. Chesterton Lane Halt, which literally has nothing left. You would never know there was a station there unless you looked into it. And Cirencester Watermoor. Now, Watermoor still has a notice board thing that still says about the old railway station. So let's go there and have a look. But unfortunately, due to this one being the only one that was Grade 2 listed, this is the only one that still has a building remaining. So let's go. So, I've looked into it. For Watermoor Station, the preceding station was called Foss Cross, which is just north of Cirencester, about a 10-minute drive. And the preceding station was Ashton Keynes, well, Cerney and Ashton Keynes. They were the two preceding stations. Now, that was where you could get to. I think that also led to Swindon Junction as well from Watermoor. But there was no direct connection on train from Cirencester Town and Watermoor Station. I believe there was between Chesterton Lane Halt and Cirencester Town. I think Chesterton Lane Halt was the preceding, the station before Cirencester Town, and then the station after was, of course, Kemble Central, which I think that's what it was called then, but nowadays just called Kemble. But even then it might have just been called Kemble. But I'm going to take a walk down to Watermoor Station. I'm going to have a look at the signage that is there and where it used to be. But I did look into it. The creation of the ring road up by Watermoor meant that they had to close the station and knock down the building. As for Cirencester Town, obviously there is proposals to reopen the Cirencester to Kemble branch line by National Rail. However, an article from a couple of years ago said it was nearly impossible due to the creation of the ring road and Waitrose, which is partially true because of the two routes they could take from Kemble to Cirencester. It would either have include closing down and knocking down Waitrose, or putting the station opposite to where it used to be. Also, the council have sold Cirencester Town Railway Station. They did begin some renovation works to try and restore it. But those attempts were very insufficient, and it has been just left half complete. And now the council have finally come to the decision to sell it. So the railway station building can't be knocked down, it can be renovated, which needs a lot of work to be done to it. There is signage outside which says it is available to buy, so hopefully someone buys it and does something good with it. But additionally, I hope it doesn't get turned into a private property. That wouldn't be ideal. Unfortunately, there's no abandoned platforms at Cirencester Town railway station. I thought there would be. I thought there was actually. But upon having a look, there actually isn't. But at Watermoor, there's literally nothing remaining apart from a notice board. I think it has some pictures on, so hopefully we can have a look. But as I said, there was no direct connection between these two railway stations on a train. Well, obviously you can walk it, which is what I'm doing right now. But yes, a lot has changed. Of course, Cirencester had 3 stations. It now has 0. As for Chesterton Lane Halt, I think it connected to Cirencester Town. It would make sense if it did. I think it did like a sort of thing, but I could be utterly wrong. That's just what the Wikipedia is saying. And it was called the Cirencester Branch Line, opened by Cheltenham and Gloucester Union Railway in 1841. The station was opened in 1841 Cirencester Town and closed in 1964. As for the Watermoor station, we'll find out when we get there. So, I'm now here at Watermoor's former station, which is like in this area at the top of the road where the ring road now is, and there's a sign just in front of me. So let's have a look at the sign. Industrial Cirencester. So this is the old Watermoor railway station and the railway station cabin. And this is the area in which it was in now. So, Watermoor Station opened in 1883, serving the Midland and South Western Railway, M and SWJR. It linked Cheltenham and Andover, providing a rail link between the railway serving the Midlands and the south coast port of Southampton. The Great Western Railway took over the line in 1923, before it finally closed in 1961. The railway line crossed Watermoor Road by a bridge passing through where the car park now sits. So, up there on the left-hand side, basically where Screwfix is where the railway station used to be, on the roundabout towards the left. And there's an aerial view. The M&S WJR Works had a popular brass and reed band and a football team, the Railers, who won the 1903-04 Stratton District League. So yes, this board is looking onto the old site of the railway station. Just as we walk past, the railway station would have been on the left-hand side here, crossing over the roads with a bridge. The previous station was Foss Cross. The next station would be Cerney and Ashton Keynes. This is the site of the station in 1884, Cirencester. Some information about Cirencester Watermoor. It had 2 platforms, and its original company was the Swindon and Cheltenham Extension Railway, before Midland and South Western Junction Railway, before Great Western Railway. It opened as Cirencester on the 18th of December 1883, renamed on the 1st of July 1924 to Watermoor, but it was closed in 1961 on the 11th of September. As mentioned previously, there's no recollection of Chesterton Lane Halt. However, why don't we go over there, record the area it used to be in, and then talk about when it opened, when it closed, and what it served. So, Chesterton Lane Halt was on the branch line, the Cirencester branch line towards Kemble. The next station would have been Cirencester Town Station, so it was correct. It only had 1 platform, and its original company was the Western Region of British Railways. However, it was the 1 station out of the 3 which was only opened for 5 years. Opened on the 2nd of February 1959, and then closed for passengers and freight on the 6th of April 1964. We can make a timeline. The first station to open was Cirencester Town in 1861. The second one to open was Cirencester Watermoor in 1883, and the final one to open was Cirencester Chesterton Lane Halt in 1959. In terms of closures, Cirencester Town and Chesterton Lane Halt both closed in 1964, and Cirencester Watermoor closed in 1961. Now, for Chesterton Lane Halt, it closed for freight and passengers on the same day in 1964. As for Cirencester Town, it remained open for freight for a few extra months, and the same story with Cirencester Watermoor. It was open a few extra months for freight only, but they closed the same years: 1964 for Cirencester Town, 1964 for Chesterton Lane Halt, 1961 for Cirencester Watermoor. So, to conclude the years of the station, Cirencester Town opened first, then it was Cirencester Watermoor opening, and finally Cirencester Chesterton Lane Halt opened. 2 years after that, Watermoor closed in 1961, and then both Chesterton Lane Halt and Cirencester Town closed in 1964. Watermoor and Cirencester Town were two platform stations, and Chesterton Lane Halt was a single platform station, and I'm approaching its old site now. I haven't seen any proper pictures or where it was on a map, so I'm just guessing it was where I am now. So I believe it was somewhere in this area. Now, the thing is, Chesterton Lane Halt was the end of the line. Of course, Watermoor was in between Cerney and Ashton Keynes and Foss Cross stations, and Chesterton Lane Halt, I believe, its next station was Cirencester Town and then Kemble on the Kemble branch line. Watermoor was one of the different ones that wasn't on the Cirencester branch line. It was in fact on its own line, which went through all the way to Ashton Keynes, then Swindon from Foss Cross. So I think it would have come from the Midlands all the way down to, as we said, down on the port coast of Southampton. But I'm around the area of the Chesterton Lane Halt railway station, and I am going to find a picture, hopefully, of what it looked like. Now, I did find a better picture, but it wouldn't add to the project. So, Chesterton Lane Halt was just south, of course, of Cirencester Town, so it looks like it would have gone Cirencester Town, Chesterton Lane Halt to Kemble, in which you could have gone to Gloucester or to Swindon, like it is now, or down to Tetbury via the other station. So that is the history of the three disused railway stations in Cirencester: Cirencester Town, Watermoor, and Chesterton Lane Halt, which I'm now walking away from as I walk down Chesterton Lane. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more modern day Exploring Stations episodes. Check out my Exploring Stations series if you haven't yet done so. My most recent two episodes were Hereford Great Malvern and Worcester Shrub Hill / Worcester Foregate Street. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.